Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Brian. Today I wanted to go back about 8 or 9 months ago and touch on a video that I did on super cheap knives worth buying, or that I think are worth buying. I was looking at that video and somehow, guys, I don't know why or what happened, but it's one of my most popular videos, so it was kind of shocking to me. But I think, to be fair to the video, I'm going to do an update on it to tell you guys after 8 or 9 months what I really think about these Ganzos and Eafengrows, however you want to pronounce it. Long story short, if you want to just skip through everything, heck yeah, I still recommend them. They've been great. I carried them a ton. They've held up well. I keep them oiled, keep them buffed up, keep them looking good. And they still run great. I still recommend these. In fact, I've bought 3 more that I'm going to show you here in a second. So yes, I recommend them. But if you didn't see the first video of that simple little review that I did, I'll link it down below. But I'm going to turn you upside down again and show you over here on the table a little bit closer up of the 3 that I reviewed plus 3 more. But again, I do highly recommend these knives. All right, so down at the bottom are what I would consider the budget-friendly, cheaper China Slow Boat Express knives that I'm going to go into here in just a second. But to show you guys what I'm comparing them to, I've actually got a few of my, I would consider, high-end quality knives that I'm comparing these to that still leads me to believe that these are good value. So my daily knife that I've had forever that I used a ton is this Benchmade Osborne. This is just a fantastic knife. I've used it for a long time, but it's kind of gone back into my case of not carry so much. This is the Benchmade full-size Griptilian. Honestly, I don't really like it that much. It is a little thick in the handle for me to comfortably keep in my pocket, but it's still a good knife. But you know, it's a $120, $125 knife that I don't really use anymore. Mini Griptilian, on the other hand, I love this little guy. I still use this quite a bit. I prefer the mini Griptilian over the full-size Griptilian, but it's just a lot more comfortable. It's a lot thinner. Not as thin as some of these cheaper knives, but it's still thinner than the regular Griptilian. But I still really like this knife. So, and then probably my personal most expensive knife is the Zero Tolerance 0450. And this is just a badass knife. I love that blade shape. S35, titanium, liner lock. You know, couldn't get any smoother. But again, so these are some of my better knives. Now, the reason that I can recommend these is because I've used these for about 8 months now. My first review were of these first 3. So you've got the Eafengrow EF950. And I cannot find this, at least on Amazon anymore. I believe it's been replaced by the EF957. But the EF957 just, I believe, has a little bit different handle scale carvings in it. But the overall blade shape is very, very similar to this one. And guys, all I do for these knives, I just keep a little bit of Tough Glide on the blade, polish them down, put them on the strop. And I don't use these knives, you know, like some of these crazy reviewers. These have never been batoned. I don't cut metal chain with them. I use these like a normal guy uses a normal knife with, you know, opening boxes, opening up packages, you know, things like that. Rope, string, anything around the house. And these have held up so good. So, and again, the access lock for these Eafengrows. Hopefully you can get a shot if I'm holding it straight, but that blade is centered. Still centered. Still good retention on the deep carry pocket clip. This one's the EF963, again, access lock. And this one probably is my most favorite Eafengrow. I love that blade shape. It is a little top heavy, which is good when you fling it open. The bigger blade kind of flings this blade open a lot faster, but again, this thing is held up. It's held an edge very, very well. Pocket clip still has really good retention on it. D2, again, both of these claim to have D2 still. I can't guarantee that. I'm not a metallurgist. I haven't sent these off for testing. I don't really care, but I can tell you that they've held an edge really, really well. And again, if I'm holding that straight in the camera, that blade is perfectly centered in there. You know, it's got skeletonized liners, if you can see that in there. Overall, guys, just again, fully recommend these things. This one's on Amazon right now. I can't find the jade handle, but it is in black. I don't know if they're just, you know, having shortages of the jade handle scales, but this one's still on there. And again, just been a fantastic little knife. No damage, nothing. It's perfect. $25, $26.99 actually on Amazon right now. And this is the last knife that I reviewed in the prior video. This is the Ganzo FH41. Sorry. And again, another China knife that claims to be D2. I don't know for certain, but I can tell you that the edge has held up extremely well. The only thing I've done to this blade is run it on my belt sander with a leather strop, and it is just hair popping sharp. Carbon fiber look-alike. I highly doubt it's real carbon fiber, but it still feels good. It hasn't worn out. Again, I've carried this one on and off for about 8 months now. Blade centering, it's just a touch to the right. Nothing that I would really concern myself about, especially for $25. But again, it's still held up really, really well for $25 and 8 to 9 months of pretty strenuous use. Strenuous in my world, guys. I'm not taking this out to the wilderness and chopping down trees. I'm using it like a regular knife, opening packages and stuff, like I said. So it's held up really, really well. And in fact, I like these Ganzo so much, I bought these 3 Ganzos about 5 months ago. And this one's probably been in my pocket the most recently. And it's just, I love the blade shape of this thing. Again, D2. This is the FH41. G10 scales. Skeletonized liners, if I can get a view of that. Hopefully you guys can tell, but they are skeletonized. The only thing that happened here, I caught this pocket clip. I was walking and it snagged, and it kind of loosened up on me. So I had to take it off, and I tried to re-bend it to get that tension back in there. And it's just, I didn't get it quite tight enough. So it's got a tiny bit of rattle. Now I could take it off again and probably bend it back a little more. I just haven't had the time to do it yet. But again, I mean, just the action, it's smooth. Blade flies open on these things, and for less than $30, you know, I'm not worried if I lose this thing like I am some of these. And it's been a good knife, great knife. Again, liner lock. Here's another, I believe the same model, just with different color scales. I believe this is the FH41, I believe also. Yeah, FH41 D2 Ganzo. I don't see how you can really spend $25 and get a better knife, to be honest with you. And I like quality stuff. I'll spend money on quality. But if I can find something that's good quality that I don't have to spend a lot of money on, shoot, I'm all over that. And to me, these Ganzos and Eafengrows are worth the money, even though they are from China. But it's hard to find USA made stuff, good quality at a decent price, which is, you know, again, I'm okay paying it. But sometimes I don't want a knife that I'm so worried about losing or breaking or damaging. And this is another really cool little Ganzo. I really like this one. It's got a little bit different blade shape. Again, D2. All of these are D2 steel. They claim to be D2 steel. Deep carry pocket clip. This is the FH11S. And it's just a hair smaller than these two. You can see them side by side. It's just a touch smaller. It's really, really comfortable to carry in the pocket. So I really like this one. I'm thinking probably I'll go buy another one just in standard black scales, but really good knife. Can't find anything wrong with it. You know, I've tried to make myself return it to get my 25 bucks back, but I just can't find anything wrong with it. Super light. You know, all of these knives, blades tight in there. There's not a lot of wiggle room. Centering on this one is dead on. So, I mean, to me, I mean, this rivals. It's $25, 170. You know, I mean, they're two completely different knives, but the overall, it's hard to justify it, I guess, but this is obviously a great knife. Titanium S35. G10, D2, if it really is. Deep carry pocket clip. But for a fraction of the price, all of these knives compared to some of these, I just don't see why you wouldn't at least give them a shot. I don't make any money off of these. I'm not sponsored by Ganzo or Eafengrow or however you want to call it, but just me trying to help you guys out if you're in the market for a good cheap EDC knife that, you know, if you break, whatever, you're not going to be out a ton of money. But overall, 9-month update on some of these China knives is I recommend them. I bought 3 more after my review. So that's just a quick little update, guys. I hope it helped. Maybe you were on the fence about some of these. And from my experience, I'm sure there's others out there that have worse experience, that have gotten a lemon or whatever. But from my personal experience and the way that I use knives, these are definitely a good value. I would buy them again. I will buy them again. So there you go, guys. I hope that helped. So take care.